Hi and welcome back to my channel Over the Hill with Bill. Now today I'm going to review the Parkside bench drill, this model here. Now I recently purchased this from Lidl about a month ago approximately because it was at a fantastic price, €50. I thought to myself, well, for €50 it's got to be worth buying. Give it a go and we'll see how we get on. However, since buying it, there have been a couple of issues, so I'm just going to go through a couple of them with you. Now, the major issue with this machine is the actual movement of the main block. For instance, when you've got yourself lined up with the laser, so you've got your laser there, and you're cut, let's say you're down low, and you want to now start drilling, as soon as you move the lever, it shifts over to my left hand side. That is weird because it's gone from where it should be and it's just shifted straight over as soon as I pulled the wheel down. The funny thing is I can put it back there to where it was and it's locked in, but again, as soon as I pull the wheel down, it goes over. I don't know what the problem is there. There's obviously something wrong with the locking system in the back, because that is now locked in that position. Yeah, even though there's a slight bit of movement, a wiggle, I would accept that for something this cheap. But when you're actually going to drill and it moves, that's not acceptable. That's just not right. So there's obviously a fault with the machine. The laser itself, even though it shows the laser, as soon as you get down close, half of the laser disappears and you're left with just two lines. The laser isn't exactly spot on either, but again, that's really negligible to me because I can see where I need to go, so I would line it up anyway before I started drilling. The speed control works quite well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this off the bench, I'm going to turn it round, and I'm going to see what is, because that is the main problem, the movement. What the hell is going on there with that? Because that really shouldn't happen, but it is. And that is a major problem for any pillar drill because it's just moving it straight out of where you want it to be. If you were to move it down and then move it back, it actually locks in, but it still moves again as soon as you push this down, and it keeps wanting to go that way. Now it's gone back into that position. It's very weird how that's working. And then it'll go back into position again. So something in the back there is causing it to go to the left and then going back into the right again. Odd, very odd. Also, the depth stop measuring system up here, it's actually not on 0. Even though the depth stop rod is all the way down to the bottom, it's still not showing 0. It's actually showing 4. So I tried to see if I could adjust the plastic bit to move it up so I could get the red line on the 0. And this is not adjustable, the plastic part which shows you the red line, which should be on 0. So there's something obviously wrong there as well. The easy way out of it for me would just be to grind a piece off the bottom there until it actually reaches 0. At least then I'll have a 0 for my depth stop. Again, you know, this is all down to quality control again, because the measuring system, obviously, they haven't really checked it as they put it in. They've just put this on, but the sticker they've put on should be a little bit lower. Again, cheap tools, quality control, there really is none. But for €50, that wouldn't worry me too much because I I would know where I would want to stop anyway. Let's have a look at the back of this and see what's going on. The problem lies somewhere in the mechanism here. I've greased all of this up, taken it out, put it back on, and still it's doing the same thing. My only option really would be to remove the side cover here and have a look. Now, I can do that, and I think that's what I'm going to do, because in all honesty, what's the point of a pillar drill that keeps shifting over? There's obviously a little problem in there, because when you turn the handle, you can hear a click, and that's when this moves. So something is not right in there. So I may as well just open it, shouldn't I? Why not? Let's have a look, shall we? As you can see, I've taken the side cover off there, and I've actually found the issue. Yeah, I got there eventually. So I'm going to show you. In there, there's a very long piece of metal. The top part of it here has a circlip on it to stop it falling all the way through. That rod connects the top part to the bottom part, and that is meant to actually keep it level, stop it moving sideways. So it's a stay sort of bar. As it's in at the moment, you can see there that it slides and it won't move. What happens, because I remember I kept saying there was a clicking noise. Every now and then as you go to pull it down, what happens is that bar, for some reason, must snatch and it pops up. And that was the clicking noise I heard. It was that metal rod popping up. And as it pops up, that allows this then, because you're pulling down, it allows it to move to the side. And that was the issue. So I'm going to try and repair that, or fix it, one of Bill's fixes, because for €50, I'd like to keep it. Now, there is one curious part about this machine as well, that this part here, that is a stay, as you can see, which also must be a secondary part of the system to keep it level or to keep it straight. As it goes down, it slides up and down in there. Now, I've also noticed while looking at that, there's 2 holes in that, and they are threaded. I'm guessing that there should have been some sort of plastic block which would have been screwed into that, and it would have sat inside those 2 sliders there, and that would have been like a secondary backup. But however, when I look on the wiring or the diagram, the exploded parts list, the exploded parts list does not show that part with the threads. So I don't know what's going on with this parts list, when the breakdown of it all, but it doesn't show that part on here. I'm just assuming then that it must be not being used anymore, and they relied on that one rod. That would have been a backup to make sure that it wouldn't slide. Of course, I could make up a piece of plastic, but the 2 little tiny threads there, I'd have to find 2 little tiny screws or bolts to go in there. That might be problematic, but I'm assuming that the one rod at the top should be enough to keep it. I just need to stop that from popping up. I'm going to try my glue gun, put a bit of glue across the top, and if that doesn't work, maybe super glue underneath it will stop it. So let me sort this out first. So what have I done here? Well, I suppose it's called a quick fix, a DIY one. I used super glue to super glue the top bolt or rod into there. I also put some rubber from a motorcycle tube and super glued them onto the side of this block here that I showed you earlier with the 2 bolt holes. And it seems to be working. I'm not getting any more clicking noise, and it seems to be running smoothly. So what I'm going to do at this stage now is put it all together and try it out for real. So there you have it. It has cured the problem. It now works lovely. No rocking from side to side. I suppose if you're willing to have a look at something that you've picked up quite cheap, I think when I picked this up, there was only about 3 of these machines for sale. What I'm guessing is that these were returns. Someone has obviously got it, found out what it was doing and returned it, and all Lidl did was package them back up, make sure all the bits are there, and then put them out again for sale. I obviously picked up one which a customer returned because of the same problem, but I was willing to have a look at it, find out what the problem was and sort it out. If you're willing to do the same, I suppose you'll pick up a bargain. Most people won't do that, and I don't blame them. When you go and buy a machine, it should work as it's supposed to. On this occasion, this one did not. What would I give it out of 5? If I was just going out and buying it and it had this problem and I had to return it, well, I wouldn't give it anything out of 5 because it was faulty. But on the occasion that I've gone out, purchased it, had to do a slight repair to it, I'm going to give it sort of 2.5 out of 5. That's only because I had to repair it. If it came to me for €50 and everything was working perfectly, I'd probably give it a 5 out of 5 because I've done a bit of drilling on it and the drilling works are absolutely fine. I've drilled through metal and it's absolutely fine. So the machine itself works okay. However, that's the only review I can give it because I didn't get a perfect working model. I suppose you take your chance, don't you, in life? And I took a chance and sorted it out. It was a simple one to sort out, but a lot of people don't want to do that. So there you go. Thanks for watching.